guys, Maya here. Welcome back to my channel. And for this week's video, guys, I am finally back after Vlogmas. But guys, before I really got into my 2017 videos, I wanted to kind of end off my 2016 videos with 16 things I learned in 2016. You might as well sit back and relax because this video is going to be a long one. But before we get to this week's video, if you guys haven't seen my face before or this channel, welcome. I'm MayaHennessey, and I do weekly Sunday videos here on YouTube. And if you guys like what you're seeing, then please hit that subscribe button. It's free, and all it does is notify you whenever I do new videos just like this. Also, if you guys like what you're seeing, then please give this video a big thumbs up because it really helps. But yeah, let's not dawdle on anymore and get straight into the video. So guys, 2016. Let's think back to it, shall we? I know it feels like so long ago. 2016 was definitely one of the most eventful / craziest years of my life. I can't say it was the worst, but I definitely can't say it was the best. Alright, so the first thing I learned in 2016 is that you should always love yourself. A lot of you guys don't know this, but I have been bullied a lot for being Asian and being different than everyone else. And I've learned that I'm not going to be switching bodies with anybody. I'm stuck with this body for the rest of my life, and honestly, I love it. Although sometimes I really don't like being short. I will be honest with that. I am like 5'2" right now, and I don't like that. I wish I was just a little bit taller. Just a little bit. So the second thing I learned in 2016 is to never invest as much of your time into one person if they're not going to give you the time back. This story is one I don't really need to share with the internet at the moment, but basically I met somebody a few years ago and they meant the entire world to me. They were my best friend. I always hung out with them. I always shared all my secrets with them. And then one day that just changed, and I'll be honest, I was upset for such a long time, and I invested way too much time into this person, and they honestly did not give me the time of day. Honestly, I learned that it's not worth it. Like, there were so many more things I could have done than mope around about this one person. I could have done so much more. I could have been a lot happier, and I wish I realized that sooner, but now I know not to invest time into a person unless they are worth investing my time into. Kind of going along with number 2, the third thing I learned in 2016 is that people change. It doesn't matter if I've known someone for 3 months, 3 years, 13 years, it doesn't matter. It could be out of the blue, it could be for some personal reason that they don't tell you, but people change, and sometimes that means you lose a friend, or you just don't talk as much, or you start to grow a hatred for that person, and as much as you don't want to admit that they changed, you're going to have to at one point. And honestly, I know a lot of people who changed for better and for worse, and sometimes the for worse means that I'm not that close with them anymore, but sometimes that good means I get closer to them. So honestly, it could be good or bad, but in 2016 I learned that sometimes they change for the worse, and there's honestly nothing I can do. Okay, trying to get off the depressing topic, the fourth thing I learned in 2016 is to try new things. In 2016, I tried a whole lot of different things. For example, I tried YouTube. It's been working out pretty great. I tried going to 2 schools, and I tried a whole bunch of different foods, and now I'm like addicted to a lot of things. Like, I tried shrimp for the first time this year, and now I eat it like at least 3 times a month. Like, my mom is literally making me shrimp to have for lunch tomorrow. Trying new things can either go really good or they can go really bad, but luckily for me in 2016, they went really good. I even tried learning to animate and getting into some editing programs and trying some new like places to look for college and all that stuff. I tried so many different things, and honestly, I am very happy I did. Okay, we're just gonna go back to the depressing topic for 1 minute, but the fifth thing I learned in 2016 is that you can't trust everyone. Once again, this story does not need to be mentioned too much, but basically, I got myself into a situation, and I told a few people, and then they started telling other people and started talking behind my back, and I was pretty upset. I was mainly upset for 2 reasons. Number 1, that they were telling other people that did not need to know this, and number 2, I thought they were my friends. I felt kind of betrayed by them, I will be honest. I still love them so much to this day, and I'm still very close friends with them all, but I don't think I'll ever be able to trust them the way I trust certain people. So the sixth thing I learned in 2016 is to trust your first instinct. Oh my gosh, I can't stress this enough that I learned this the hard way so many different times, and I really should have trusted my instinct more in 2016. This lesson I mainly learned from tests, because whenever I take multiple choice tests, I always need to trust my first instinct. Like, I really wish I trusted my instinct more than I did in 2016. So the seventh thing I learned in 2016 is to not overthink things. I'm the kind of person to overanalyze a ton of situations. For example, like, I'll overanalyze, like, maybe if I didn't tell all those people that we were gonna have that snow day that day, we would have had it. Or maybe if I posted that picture on Instagram instead of that one, I probably could have gotten more likes on it. Or maybe if I actually took the time to go over that test, maybe I would have gotten 100 on it. I overanalyze these types of things so much to the point where it drives me completely crazy. And I know that I will never in my lifetime ever be able to learn if those things that I did were a contributing factor to the end result. But I realized that I really gotta stop doing that. I don't know why I overanalyze things. I think it's just me, honestly. A lot of people do it as well, but I wish I didn't as much. And I definitely learned in 2016 that I overanalyzed a ton of things that were not needed, that's for sure. It definitely took up a lot of my time when that time could have been used for like YouTube or school or stretching for dance or doing something productive. So the eighth thing I learned in 2016 is it's okay to let your feelings out. Like I said before at the beginning of this video, 2016 was one of the craziest and one of the most eventful years of my life. There was so much stuff that was happening to me on a daily basis that I didn't really know how to handle it sometimes, and I'll be honest, I got very sad at some points, and I kept that inside me, which is not a good thing. For those of you who don't know, I am a writer. I'm actually writing my own book, but one of my teachers in my writing classes at my second school, which is Academy, they told me that it's not good to bundle in all your feelings. And honestly, when you let your feelings out, you feel so much better. As much as you might not want to, it honestly feels good to let it out. The fact that you don't even have to actually tell a real person and instead just write it down was really something that helped me get over that sadness in 2016. The ninth thing I learned in 2016 is that you need to focus on the people who will make you feel positive. The people who made me feel negative in 2016 were not fun to be around, and when I focused on the people who made me feel happy and positive and like worthy to be on this planet, it was just so much better, and I really enjoyed their company. Honestly, if you're surrounded by the wrong group, it's just not fun. It feels like you're surrounded in the group of the devils. Like, it's not fun. Okay, so the 10th thing that I learned in 2016 is you should never get too close to a person if you don't know them too well. Basically, over the summer, I met somebody who was very special to me. I really thought that we could be very close for a very long time, and so did they. And I don't know if this person is watching. There may be some people out there who know who this person is, if they're like my close friend or whatever, but I got too close to this person way too fast. I don't know, I guess I thought that I could learn to get close to this person, and I thought I could make myself learn how to always be near this person and understand this person, but honestly, you can't do that. And because of my confusion and my forcefulness, I guess you could say, I did end up not being around this person anymore, and it hurt them very badly, and I felt so bad, but they honestly don't really care anymore, so there's not really anything I can do there. That person did mean a lot to me in that time period that I knew them, and I wish that we were still friends to this day, but unfortunately we are not. The 11th thing I learned in 2016 is to be very grateful for what I have. A lot of people call me spoiled because I do have parents who can afford a lot of things that people don't. But honestly, I don't consider myself spoiled. I consider myself very lucky and fortunate to have these things. I kind of realized it especially more in 2016 because of all the crazy things that have been happening in the world. All you guys probably know, I'm not going to get into detail because that's just even more depressing than my life. So I really realized in 2016 that I am very grateful for what I have. And you should be grateful too, because the fact that you're actually able to watch this video and most people aren't, that makes you lucky enough. The 12th thing I learned in 2016 is to always keep your head up. This is kind of a metaphor, I guess you could say, in a way. Basically, I let my head down a lot of times, which kind of means like I got down on myself. I did a lot of things that I'm not happy about. I got really upset at times, and I learned in 2016 the only way to get over those things is to keep your head up. There were a lot of good things that happened in 2016, but there were also a lot of bad things that happened in 2016. And I'll be honest, when 2016 first started, a lot of those bad things were being thrown at my face. But someone wise told me that things have to get worse before they can get better. And honestly, I really took that person's advice to heart. And from that moment on, I kept my head up and I kept going, and here I am today. Perfectly fine, not that sad all the time, and pretty happy. The 13th thing I learned in 2016 is actually something a lot of adults say all the time, but kids out there, please listen to adults when they say this, and that is to think before you speak or act. I have made a lot of reckless mistakes in 2016, and honestly, I really wish I thought more before I said something, before I did something, because if I did take the time to think it over, the situation or problem or conclusion of that situation or problem probably could have been better. The 14th thing I learned in 2016 is to not dwell on the past. In 2016, I dwelled on the past way too much. I thought about how amazing my past was and how I would do anything to go back to it. And although that is true, I can't keep dwelling on it, or else I'll wish it for it to happen so much that I could just go completely insane. The only thing I can really dwell on is the present and maybe the future, and honestly, that's all I can look forward to right now. Now, the 15th thing I learned in 2016 kind of goes along with the keep your head up thing. It is to just breathe. The world is just getting crazier and crazier and crazier as the days go by. A lot of things are happening out there that we sometimes wish weren't happening, but they're happening. And sometimes even our own lives can get so crazy that it feels so overwhelming. But in 2016, I learned sometimes you just gotta breathe. Midterms are crazy for me, and I really feel like that they're gonna hit me in the face this year. And I was really cramming right before we went to Florida, and I kept telling my mom I need more room in my suitcase because I gotta take my books with me, I gotta study. But my mom said, no, Maya, you're not taking any books with you. This is your break. You just need to take the time to relax, breathe a little bit, and you can worry about it when you come back. And honestly, I'm glad I did, because it was kind of nice just to step away from all the stress. And although it meant I was a little more stressed when I came back, it was better than being stressed that entire break and then just feeling even more stressed when I came back. Alright, and finally, the 16th thing I learned in 2016 is don't give the ammo to those who will use it. This is also another metaphor. It basically kind of pertains to the bullying in my life and the people who made me feel negative or talked behind my back, or all the people who just did not make my life wonderful. My mom and my dad always told me that bullies will take whatever ammo you give them. For example, if a bully teases me for my eyes and I start crying about it, they're just gonna want to bully me more. So I learned that if you don't give the bullies the ammo, aka your tears, then they won't use it. And now I'm glad that I realized that I can't give that ammo to those people, or else they're just gonna use it against me. But yeah, those are all the things I learned in 2016. Well guys, that was this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys enjoyed it, then please give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below what you thought. Also comment down below if you learned any important lessons in 2016. Also, if you guys want to see more behind the scenes of my everyday life, then please go check out my social media links. The links will be down in the description box below. And always remember guys, when you're on the spotlight, strut your stuff. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye!